Welcome, everyone. So glad you joined us today. My name is Lindsay Andrioli-Comstock. I'm the president and principal consultant of the School of Global Citizenry. And today I am delighted to introduce you to one of our newest CEU certified instructors, Jan Nolting-Carter with Transitional Ministry Pathways. Jan, welcome.
Hi, Lindsay. It's such a pleasure to be here and to be having this conversation.
Oh, Jan, we're so glad you're with the School of Global Citizenry. Tell us a little bit about yourself for those who are listening.
I am an ordained Presbyterian pastor, been a pastor for 27 years. I'm an educator, I'm a mom, I'm a friend, and I'm a journeyer along the way.
Oh, I love that so much. Jan, you're with an organization called Transitional Ministry Pathways. What is that? Tell us more about it.
Sure. Transitional Ministry Pathways is a partnership between myself and my friend and teaching colleague Paul Raybergen. Ordained Presbyterian pastors, together we have over 80 years of experience in ministry and 60 years of experience in working with congregations in intentional transition. We formed this partnership to walk alongside with pastors and congregations in transition, offering coaching, consulting, and transitional ministry education.
That's incredible. 80 years combined of doing this. So I'm almost scared to ask, how long have you and your team been offering these courses and trainings on transitional ministry?
Well, not as long as that, right?
As a unit.
So Paul and I have been the co-lead teachers at Pittsburgh Theological Seminary for the Art of Transitional Ministry for the last 6 years. Prior to that, Paul taught for much longer. We have offered quality transitional ministry education that's been responsive to helping pastors understand the processes of change in their ministry context. During the pandemic, we moved, like everybody else did, we moved our offerings online and created a model for continuing education that takes into consideration the best practices of adult learning and curriculum development and our felt need to develop cohorts of supportive community for our participants.
Jan, you mentioned everybody moved online. Tell me just off script a little bit. What has that transition been like for you and your learners? Tell us a little bit about what that's felt like having to move online for you.
Sure. Like everybody, we were scrambling at first. And we, in fact, canceled our first round of teaching, our in-person offerings, but took the time to pivot like everybody else did, but did so in a super intentional way. We did not want to do a Zoom death march. We didn't want to just sort of assume that what we could do in person was something that we could do online. And so we were trying to be very thoughtful about flipping the classroom, about having things available so that adult learners could do a lot of learning, and then we could do a lot of processing and facilitating together. We also, in that time, and really in life in general, know how important community is. And while we often complain that this is kind of a flat medium, we also believe that real and substantive relationships and community can be cultivated. And so we were very intentional about doing that. As a result, we have always been enrolled to the max in our classes because I think our students really understand that we're intentional about every layer of the conversation that we're having and every layer of the information that we're sharing.
That's transformative. The intentionality with which, yeah, that is transformative. We hear so many stories of people who just kind of threw things online, and to hear that you and your team intentionally paused. You looked at adult learners and how it is that they receive information. You probably looked at the context of what we were all going through, and you said, this is how we're going to strategically move forward. That says so much about your team and the way in which you do your trainings and your consulting, but it says a lot about how you are as transitional ministers as well. So that's really incredible. Thanks for sharing that. So that leads, yeah, please.
I was just going to say, we really felt like we had to embody what we were trying to teach. And that's what we do in everything that we do, is attempt to embody the values, philosophy, and theology that we carry with us in the work that we do.
Incredible educators. I love that approach. So that leads me to my next question, Jan. Why the shift to the School of Global Citizenry? Tell our listeners, our watchers, you shifted. Why that shift?
So, the quick answer is that the values of the School of Global Citizenry and our values mesh perfectly. And that makes it a really great home and a really great partnership. But we're excited to move our transitional ministry offerings to the School of Global Citizenry because we believe the school offers the best support for continuing to offer this class, parts 1 and parts 2. The school's online platform makes creating a learning community much easier with their state-of-the-art system that is easy to navigate. So it's easy for learners, but it's also easy for teachers. And your school, this school that we're a part of, holds the highest standards of continuing education certification. And we believe that that is really important because we want to offer excellence in continuing education. And finally, this is the most exciting part for me, I think. We envision creating a portfolio of offerings that go beyond the art of transitional ministry parts 1 and parts 2, offering an advanced class and a collection of asynchronous and synchronous offerings in special topics. And you've made that really easy for us to dream about that and imagine it. And so our vision is to create a school for transitional ministry, essentially within the School for Global Citizenry.
Oh, Jan, that's so exciting to hear. For one, that's why we developed the School of Global Citizenry, so that people would have this digital playground to play with and dream and get their hands dirty in the sand, imagining what can be possible without having to deal with all of the administrative overhead that comes as part of that. We got a team of people that do that. So we're glad that you feel unburdened. Yes. And that you feel supported in that process. That's so glad. We're so glad to hear that. And we're really excited about what's to come. I mean, you've already got one course being offered. What is that course? Tell us about that.
So the very first course, ironically, is the Art of Transitional Ministry Part 2. And that seems a little strange, but it's because our students are expecting that class. In our regular way of doing things, we have been offering that class in the fall. And so we're gearing up to offer that. But we're also excited to offer the same kind of continuum, scope, and sequence of offering part 1 in the spring. And so visitors to the website, people interested in this, will have the opportunity to sign up right now for part 1 and part 2. We want everyone to do it in the right order, but we're excited to offer those things through the School for Global Citizenry. And then in the next 6 months to a year, we anticipate adding that portfolio of classes that I was referring to, so that people can come and to hopefully see us as a go-to place for continuing education in transitional ministry.
Oh, that's so exciting. And I know that there's a way that people, if they're already connected with you directly, are probably going to receive that information rolling out in newsletters and things like that. But folks, you can also go to sgcitizenry.com and you can sign up for our newsletter. The minute something releases for pre-enrollment, which is any enrollment prior to the launch of the course, we're going to let you know about that so that you can take advantage of discounts or deals, or just making sure that if a course only is allowing a certain number of people, that you get in on that. So you can sign up for our newsletter as well. We're going to be doing this work in tandem. We're going to be working together, getting the word out so that ministers have what they need. And I'm so excited about what's to come and just the room for you all to grow, to offer even maybe mini courses that might come along as different needs arise in the ministry community, as new situations and contextual needs arise. You're able to respond to those because you've got this platform supporting you. So we're really excited about that. So you've already told us a little bit about what ministers in transition can anticipate from your team in partnership with SGC in the future. Anything else you want to add there, Jan?
Well, I think the School for Global Citizenry has this global view. And one of the things that we've really experienced in the course of teaching of the last couple of years is that we routinely have people in our class that are from 5, 6, 7 different time zones. And I think that's super exciting. And I think it's a reflection of what ministry really is. It's a global enterprise, and we are global partners. And so not only is there that breadth of geography, but there's also the opportunity to have partnership and conversation among many different denominations. We may be Presbyterians, but we are all children of God, and we are all pastors serving the church universal. And so I think we have a lot of things to both share with one another and teach and learn from one another. And this is a wonderful platform for that to take place.
Well, Jan, we're super excited to be offering this course on your behalf, to host it for you. Folks, if you're looking for continuing education units, if you're looking for professional development, this course and the courses to come from Transitional Ministry Pathways is here for you. If you have any questions about the course, you can contact us. You can contact our sales lead, Hector, on the website. You can contact Jan directly. Any of us would be happy to answer questions for you. And if you need information about what's to come, we can answer those questions as well. I'm so stoked about this partnership, and it's just really an honor to be able to host and hold these really important classes on your behalf. And so, Jan, thank you for this. And there's more to come. There's more to come. All right, folks, thanks so much for tuning in. Help us with a like or a share. Help us welcome Jan and her team to the platform. Thanks so much.